Hey guys, B Scott here. Welcome to another episode of Ride Along. We're B-Man as usual.
Hello guys, and if this looks familiar, it's because it is.
It always is. But so today we're going to talk about the Final Destination series, the whole series review. We both just saw the newest one recently, and I promised you guys I would do a review, and then we're going to touch on a little bit of wrestling.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see what else we touch on. So Final Destination.
That was okay. I gotta say, like for
The new movie, yeah.
for Bloodlines, it was good. It was a lot of brutal kills, and I like the one. I like that one character. I think his name was Eric or something. That guy was pretty funny.
If I learned one thing, so one of our friends has a lot of piercings. Do not get an MRI if you have piercings.
Why do you think I never got any?
Yeah.
I think ahead.
I said that to them in the theater. I'm like, if you've learned one thing, do not get an MRI. But it was a good movie.
Yeah, I especially love the scene with that had Tony Todd in it.
Yeah.
It was so profound.
He actually just died.
No, I know. That's what made it so profound.
Yeah.
It made it poignant. It's that whole scene was just like, it hits different now that since he actually died. It hits a lot different, and it's like, well, maybe we were all thinking, myself, Trouble, DJ Danzo, yeah, and Sean. We were like, maybe he probably got to say those lines because he knew both he and the director knew he didn't have much time left, so the director just let him ad lib his lines, which makes sense. It makes sense, and like I said, it was really profound. It hit a lot different since he actually died in real life. So rest in peace, Tony Todd, man.
So I have a theory. So you know how they said that big thing up in the sky tower made all that shit happen? I think everyone in that sky tower was somehow related to everyone in the Final Destination movies, because you remember what they said about death. He went after all their families and everyone who was born after that. So that makes sense if you look at it like that. Like, that could have been all those other people.
That would not surprise me, to be honest.
In the other Final Destination movies, if they were all related. Because if you listen to those words, that's why death only went after those people, because death only went after certain people. So I put two and two together. And yeah.
That's actually an interesting theory, and I wonder if that's actually true. Maybe it could be.
And that coin had something to do with it.
Oh, that fucking penny! Oh my god! How did it keep causing so much trouble? Yeah. Like you see in the opening scene, it's what it didn't exactly set everything in motion, but it kind of did. Yeah. Kicked everything off, and then you see at the ending scene or whatever, the post-credit scene, or not the post-credit scene, the end scene. The damn fucking penny caused the train to derail. Spoilers, by the way. It caused the train to derail and then hit the main character and her brother. Yeah. With those logs. Me and Daniel were both Trouble. We were both like, that fucking penny, man. And that kid too in that opening scene. That was so satisfying to see him get crushed because it was such a little prick.
Oh my god, we were all
such a little prick. Yeah. Oh my god.
That was so funny. And then how about how that guy? What's the black guy's name? The guy who died.
Tony Todd. It was his character's name was, I think, William Bloodworth or something.
He was that little black kid.
Yeah, that was crazy, eh?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, that was him.
Everybody shout. I love that song. And they're all dancing up in the tower.
Yeah.
It was definitely an interesting movie. There's no storyline, really.
Well, it kinda is.
But yeah, so let's get into the whole series, though. What did you think of the whole series? Although they may have more.
To be frank, I haven't exactly watched every single one. I just think I've seen.
Oh.
I definitely watched the third one because I had it was one of those choose your own adventure DVDs in a sense where they film a bunch of different scenes for a special DVD, and along the way as the movie goes, it pauses and does it flip a coin? Does it land heads or tails? And then you pick one, and then whatever, and then it move, and then another one was move left or move right, or warn the guy, don't warn the guy, kind of thing,
They used to do that in DVDs? I didn't know.
I did it for the Final Destination one.
Oh.
It's the third one, and then...
Do you own that DVD?
I don't know.
I was going to say,
I don't know if I have it.
Watch it.
I don't know if I have it anymore.
That'd be super sick. Wait, so you could pick like the ending of the movie, like just all?
No, I don't think. No, I don't think you pick the ending of the movie, but they filmed several different scenarios, several different scenes, and they let you pick which one you want to see.
Oh my god, we have to do a fucking review of that. We have to watch every single one. We'll do a Final Destination.
I think it was only for the third one.
Oh, is that the roller coaster one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I love the series. You know what? It's a very different type of horror movie because there's no villain. There's no villain.
No tangible villain, anyway.
It's death. Fucking death is anything.
That's kind of an asshole, though. Let's be real.
But those movies really make you look at life and go, wow, any of that shit could randomly happen.
I know a lot of people after seeing Final Destination 2 are terrified of driving behind log trucks on the highway.
They actually had one drive around Toronto recently.
Yeah, it's physically impossible for logs to like bounce that high when they fall off a truck.
Yeah.
But
even the medical ones, like with the eye and shit, and the other ones, oh my god.
Yeah, I think I've seen the first one. I know I've seen the third one. I know I've seen the fifth one, but I don't remember if I've seen any of the others.
Okay. I don't think I've seen the fourth one either.
Well, apparently it's like one of the worst. It's like the worst one.
Oh yeah. Okay. But yeah, so I would give the series a 9 out of 10.
Well, the ones I've seen, I'd probably give it like a, I don't know, like a 7.
Okay.
Another, what was I going to say about, I was going to say something else about Bloodlines. What was I going to say? Well, anyway, it was a good movie, definitely. I'd recommend going to see it. It doesn't really tie into any of the other ones, so you can just go in pretty much blind. But as you said, it might be you might be right about that. You might about the whole all the people that died in the previous movies.
Yeah.
You could be right about that.
Do you think they'll make another one?
If this one does well, I would imagine so. Yeah.
Who would take over for the Doctor though? Unless he has a son.
No, well, I don't think because he wasn't in a few of them, so the coroner, Tony Todd wasn't in a couple. He did a voice cameo for the third, but like he wasn't in it, and he wasn't in the fourth one. I don't think he was in the second one either. I don't remember. But anyway, before we go into wrestling, actually, there's something I wanted to talk about regarding Wonderland, and it's their new kiosks they have in front of certain rides. I think there's a conspiracy going on, and I'll tell you why. So, we were, Trevor and I, we were waiting on Leviathan. We were about to go in and we saw the regular wait line, 60 minutes, and the fast lane was 5 minutes. And I'm like, that can't possibly be it, right? So we go in line, and from the time we got in the line to the time we got off the ride, it wasn't even 40 minutes. So I think that's a conspiracy going on. They inflate the time. Like they inflate the amount of time that it normally would take, and then so people will be like, "Oh shit, I don't want to wait 60 minutes to get on Leviathan. I'll just buy one of their one-time fast lane passes for $10." And that's where they get you. Right. So I think it's a conspiracy going on in Canada's Wonderland.
Conspiracy theories with B-Man and Sam.
That reminds me, I need to film another Champ Rants.
Yes, you do, and that actually could have been a Champ Rants. There you go.
Well, I kind of have another topic in mind, but anyway.
Yeah,
why? You'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. But anyway, so I guess you got anything else to say about Final Destination?
No, I would recommend the series.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's just like it's so suspenseful. You don't know. There's like 1,000 different ways they fake you out into the death, and then it's just like the most random thing ever. Actually ends up killing him. Anyway, so let's talk about WWE a little bit. So apparently they moved WrestleMania. It's no longer going to be in New Orleans. And I think they moved the date too. Yeah. I think they moved the date too. That's crazy. I don't think they've ever...
2 years in a row? It's stupid.
Well, they did that once back in like 1988, but Yeah, they haven't done 2 years in a row.
Probably
in the
because
same
venue. And it's not even like it did well.
No, it didn't. You're right.
So why are you bringing it back to a place where it sucked? At least in fucking New Orleans, it did well.
Yeah, that was stupid.
How about you bring it here?
Too expensive. What was I gonna say? So yeah, so they moved WrestleMania. Money in the Bank next year is going to be in August, apparently, which is weird.
So when are they going to do SummerSlam? November?
No, it's SummerSlam before Money in the Bank next year.
Oh.
So I don't know. Speaking of Money in the Bank, they've held a couple qualifiers. I'm sure they've held a couple more on SmackDown. We haven't watched it, obviously. You know what sucked was Zoe Stark. If you saw on Raw, she just literally came back from injury, and then she suffered another injury during a match. She blew out her knee, and I was like, oh, that's gotta suck. But yeah, so far, who's qualified? Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez. She's getting a hell of a push, eh?
Yeah.
She's already qualified for Money in the Bank. She
officially signed to Raw.
Yeah, she officially just signed to Raw. Julia's got signed to SmackDown. Odds are she's going to be at a Money in the Bank qualifier. And shaping up to be a pretty decent card. We got Saturday night's main event that's coming out. We got Jey Uso versus Logan Paul. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a cage match. CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. And what was the fourth? I keep forgetting what the fourth match is. John Cena versus R-Truth in a non-title match. Yeah. So looks to be decent. Like, I don't know, obviously. Well, I don't think. No, there's no titles on the line. I don't think. Well, you know what's stupid? WWE. It's another mini rant here. I notice all the time because this tonight apparently already happened on SmackDown as of this recording tonight. The Street Profits are defending the tag team titles against Fraxium, which they could have just held off for one more night and had it at Saturday Night's Main Event, but no, they had it on SmackDown. And June 9th, 2 days after Money in the Bank, Gunther's challenging whoever the World Heavyweight Champion is at the time. Why not have it on the pay-per-view? It would have been perfect. It would have been excuse me. Would have been a perfect 6-match card. I know Money in the Bank takes a while, but it would have been a perfect 6-match card. You have the 2 Money in the Bank matches. You have the 2 men's world title matches, and you have the 2 women's world title matches. That way, so you have the let's say you do this. You do the Money in the Bank matches first. That way, throughout the night, people are wondering, oh, is the Money in the Bank holder going to cash in tonight? It's like, oh, they have a chance here. Oh, they didn't do it. Oh, maybe they'll do it in the next match. You know, creates intrigue. Yeah. But no, they're not doing it. They're having a world title match on the Raw June 9th, which is dumb. But anyway, they do that a lot. They have title matches on the most random Raws or SmackDowns. It's so dumb. But they throw together like the most meaningless matches on pay-per-views sometimes. And it's like, what's the point? Anyway, that's all I want to say about that. Anything you want to talk about, B. Scott?
Not really. Not really. Oh, so we're going to Niagara Comic Con next week.
That's gonna be. I might do a vlog. I don't know yet.
You might. You always do a vlog.
I didn't do one last year.
And you're staying really?
Or the year before that.
Really?
No.
But you're staying there for a few days. Just do Niagara Falls vlog.
I'll see if I feel like it. I don't really have anybody. Like, I only have like so many subscribers, right? I don't have that big of an audience, so I'm not really feel beholden.
I mean, but that's how you grow yourself. It's like I told a good friend of mine recently, and I was going to tell you, and I've told you, swords work the best. If you do swords, I'm trying to get over it right now. Can this guy fuck off? Sorry, not you. But yeah, so if you do swords and you make them viral, so you use hashtags and stuff, you can get a lot of views. And also, that will help out your numbers.
Doesn't seem to work for me too, Mel.
I posted something about the Leaf game last week. In under 24 hours, 1.4K views.
Oh, okay. But how many subscribers did you get off of that?
like 3 or 4, but still, like the
yeah,
views are
my
what
point
matters.
exactly.
The views are what matter. Really.
Not unless you have enough subscribers to be monetized.
But over the sorts, like I've done a couple of them recently, like a lot. That's how I've grown. I used to only have like 10 like subs, but yeah, like the sorts have really helped. And now I'm at 247, so that's not too bad.
And that's all well and good, but if you want to actually make a career out of it, you have to have a certain amount of subscribers in order to get monetized.
I don't want to make a career.
No, I know, but I'm saying like if you're a person that wants to make a career out of YouTube,
yeah.
Views are nice and all, but if you don't have a certain amount of subscribers, you ain't making jack off of it.
Yeah. All I'm saying is though, like the shorts do help. Like it's a quick way, because it's like you've actually said, people have very short attention spans. It's very hard. Sure. You have to make your video within the first 5 to 10 seconds matter to the consumer, or they won't watch it. At least with a short, it's under a minute, so people will.
Well, they've increased them so they could be 3 minutes.
Most of them are a minute, so then at least like you can get younger audiences, because like they don't have a long attention span, so they're always just going through, right? So that's the thing. Doesn't always work. Like I've done some and I've only got like 11 views, but it really depends on the hashtags you use and things like that. I always try to use popular hashtags, but.
Speaking of which, one thing I've noticed about my shorts in particular?
What?
Is like after, so let's say, I'll give you an example. The one where I visited the cat cafe earlier this year.
Yeah.
So like in the first like day or so, I got maybe about 500 hits.
Yeah.
And then it's been a few months now, and it's about the exact same as it was when I first posted.
Yeah. But also what can happen is a certain hashtag in a previous video you've done may go viral. It's happened to me a few times. I've actually gotten a comment on like a video that I did 5 or so years ago. I'm like, what? Because the hashtag or the topic that we talked about is now in the news or something, so people are watching it.
Right, and that's all well and good, but I'm talking about like,
yeah.
This happens in pretty much every short I've ever posted. I get a certain amount of hits after like a day or two, and then literally I can go back and look 6 months later, and I've got maybe it's either the exact same amount as it was the first couple of days, or maybe like 1 or 2 extra views, maybe.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is anybody else? Any of you guys let us know down below. Has that happened to you? You posted a short, and like you get a crazy amount of hits, and then literally nothing afterwards.
That's happened to me a few times actually.
Yeah, it's literally. I think it's literally happened in every single short I've ever done.
So with my hockey one, it happened to me. Like I got the 1.4K in like under 24 hours, and now it's kind of died off.
Yeah, this is so weird.
TikTok is another good way. I've used that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just so crazy.
It's very hard to keep up to date. You have to keep your content up to date, and you have to keep fresh.
Yeah, okay, and that's all well and good, but it's like I was saying, it's so weird how it's like after a day or two, literally no views after that.
Yeah.
Anyway, gonna take us home, B-Scat, or
all right,
anything
guys,
else?
that's it for. I don't have anything else to really say. But that's it for now. We'll see you in a bit. Peace.
Take it easy.